Welcome to Decoded Stories with the Code, where I sit down with tech professionals, creatives, and innovators to decode their stories behind their journeys. Like the ones you never get a chance to hear of. I am your host, Nyamiche Honor. And we are live. Y'all, this is kind of crazy right now. The boy has a podcast. I never thought that this would ever be a thing. I see a lot of people doing podcasts these days, and I never thought that I would actually have one by myself. I never thought that this would ever be a thing. But I will say though, I will say that the idea of a podcast came to me in like 2022, I think it was. No, I think it was like ending 2022, beginning 2023. Yeah, and I had an idea of shooting a podcast, and I was like, "Ugh, that's kind of weird." And initially, when the thought came to me, I had no idea that it would be like a tech podcast or it would be this. It was an idea for something else, which I might not share yet because I'll probably delve into that soon. So yeah, but yeah, I never thought that this could ever be a thing. But fast forward a year and a half later, here we go. And the idea for this podcast is to really just bring community and to just bridge the gap between senior developers or people who have made it into the tech industry and people who are trying to get into the industry. I remember vividly, like when I was starting off, I was so shy to talk to other people who have broken into tech. I saw them to be like up here and I was down here. And if I if I was able to see the people who broke into tech just as human as I am and know that they also go through their ups and downs, know that they also go through imposter syndrome, I feel like I would have had a better mindset or I'd have had more confidence, right? I think that's a key word. I would have more confidence delving into the tech field. Now, I will say that during my time in coding bootcamp, a lot of you guys know that I went to coding bootcamp. I documented my journey and a lot of people, a lot of senior developers, I was able to talk to them one on one. And the fact of just being able to talk to a senior developer and just have a casual conversation and allow them to pour into me and give me advice and um for them to just encourage me that yo, you can do it. Like you can do this thing. It meant the world to your boy. Like imagine be in boot camp, you haven't even graduated yet, you haven't even got that big boy job yet, and you have developers who are pouring into you, who are checking up on you, who are reaching out to have a coffee chat with you. And that was my story. And to me, that meant the world to me. And so the point of this podcast is to give back, right? And to bring you guys that community. And so people that I'll be interviewing on here or just having a casual conversation with people who have influenced my journey and people who I see are killing it and people who I know that they can give you guys advice and pour into you guys and motivate you guys and encourage you guys because I feel like that's the biggest thing. I mean, I know that the technical side is there. I know that you have to, pass your interviews, you have to have good projects in your portfolio. All that is good and please don't get me wrong. That is definitely necessary. But if you can have somebody talk to you and pour into you and motivate you who have or somebody who has made in that field, I feel like it can change the game for you guys. So that's the whole point of this podcast. Is to just bring people you guys your way, to motivate you guys, to give you guys gems. And most of these people who are on here, people who, like I said, have been in my life. I know that they're killing it in their spaces and they've poured it to me, you know what I mean? And so yeah, hopefully this podcast is able to motivate you guys, is able to give you guys a sense of community. Yeah, that's the whole point of the podcast. This podcast title, as you guys know, is called Decoded Stories. And I thought that that was a really cool title because I'm basically just decoding people's stories, in a way to make them seem human as they are and to make them seem less intimidating. You know what I mean? And so yeah, if this podcast is something that you guys will love and if it's something that you guys find value in, make sure to comment, share, all that stuff. And let me know in the description below if you guys are getting gems and you guys are benefiting from this, because this is for you guys. This is for y'all, And I think it's also for me too, because I'm in the tech field, but you can never stop learning. You know what I mean? And so a lot of people who sit here and share their experiences, I will be getting information too. So this for me as well. And yeah, let's get it. I'm excited. It's gonna be an amazing podcast. I'm gonna try my best to bring amazing people who can captivate y'all, who can motivate you guys. And yeah, I'm excited. Decoded Stories. Let's go.